Hello gamers and welcome back. Welcome back. Today I have another guide for you, another Diablo guide for you guys, and I am very excited just because this is maybe the most damaging build for a Crusader that was introduced with a new patch. So let me explain myself. This is a Condeamn build. It's based upon the build Condeamn, which, if you may remember, it creates an explosion around the Crusader. Now, what this does, you need the sword and the shield. I will show you right now. You need the Blade of Prophecy and the Furnace Wrath. These are two, especially the shield is a Crusader shield introduced with a new patch that actually has the ability, like it says here, Condeamn has no cooldown but instead costs 40 Wrath. So what this means is that Condeamn no longer has a cooldown, but as long as you have Wrath, you can spam it all the time. The Blade of Prophecy, of course, is very important because the condemned enemies also trigger another explosion. So what this means is that if let's say Tyrael here was a monster and I hit it with the Condeamn, the Tyrael would create another explosion that would hit this one over here. So the monsters get hit twice from your Condeamn. So the more monsters you have around you, the better it is, just because its explosion creates another explosion, so they hit each other with multiple explosions. It's a shitstorm of damage. So let me show you just about what you need. Except from these two absolutely necessary items, you need very much cooldown, quite a lot of cooldown reduction. Why you need cooldown reduction? You need cooldown reductions because you need to spam a lot of mana, a lot of abilities, and in order to sustain all that Condeamn spam, you need the cooldown reduction from your Akarat, champion set. Sorry, you need the cooldown reduction from the 4 set bonus of your cooldown of your Akarat set. Blah. I forgot how to speak. So the 4 set, of course, says that you have 50% mana cost reduction while the Akarat champion is active. And your 6 set says that the cooldown reduction of your Akarat champion skill is reduced by 50%. This is very important because you will need the uptime. You will need as much uptime as possible. Right now I am sitting on 48.49% cooldown reduction. You want to target around 56%. 56% is the ideal, is the exact perfect number, so that you don't have any cooldown left on your cooldown. So if I press right now my Akarat champion, you will see that I will have around 2 or 3 seconds left on my cooldown as a fall off. You don't want that. You may die in these 3 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and I still have 1, 2, 3 seconds. You want to minimize that so you don't have any cooldown at all. So your absolutely necessary piece should be in theory your Royal Crown, just because you will have the extra bonus of the cooldown of every gem you put on that. So Royal Crown, Akarat set, your sword and your shield. These are the main pieces that you need. Of course, you have seen here that my helm has the avalanche damage on it, the phalanx damage on it. It's the Leori crown that I have used on my previous build, and I still haven't found another one, so I can change that with the condemned bonus on that. Your gems, you will need your Wrath of Lightning, just because right now you are melee, so you will spam this all the time. Of course, this gem procs the damage from the teardrop of the Star Weaver. You will need to do holy damage, so this gem applies perfectly on it. And of course, Bane of the Powerful. Flat damage, what else you will need. As far as the rings go, you will need the Ring of the Royal Grandeur, of course, so your bonus works even though you don't have the helm on. Of course, you will need a better ring. Mine is completely shit. From the other one, you don't have a specific necessity. If you have of course, the Son of Jordan, use that. And for a neck, I use this one for now. If you have a better one, feel free to use it, of course. For as far as the builds go, I use for my left click my smite with the ripping, because with this one it gives you life regeneration and it stacks up to 4 times. So it means that you can have all the time 24,000 life regeneration, which is absolutely very, very nice. And of course, don't forget that you can use your left click in conjunction with your main skill. So you can use both of them at the same time, which is very, very nice thing to do. Your right click, you can use your Steel Glare with your Zealous Glare for that stun and for the extra Wrath regeneration when you need it. Of course, your Horsey for the escapes. I use the Rejuvenation Rune for the healing. Of course, after that, the Loss of Valor with the critical rune. You could use your Unstoppable Force if you find yourself starving, although you shouldn't in theory. And you need your Condeamn with Unleashed, just because you need the instant damage when you need that damage. So the rune for the instant is mandatory, and of course Prophet with your Akara champion with your Prophet rune. You are melee, so you need that resistances. As far as the paragons go, I use movement speed and strength. You could use maximum wrath if you find it better. Offense, of course, cooldown reduction, that helps very much. And critical hit damage. Defense, I use resistances and life. You could use armor if you want. And utility, of course, resource cost reduction to spam even better your Condeamn, and area damage. Now, my build is not perfected until now. It has some windows, it has room for improvement, but I will show you that it works perfectly on Torment 6, even on Rifts and Greater Rifts. So let's go here and let's go Kilasmodan. So remember that in order for this build to work, the more enemies you have around you, the better this build works. Just because, like we said, it spams explosions all the time. So as you can see, these little guys are melee here. Let's activate the aura and just destroy them. Like I said, maybe it's together with the horse phalanx, maybe it's the most damaging build that the Crusader has after the patch. It's very demanding as far as the build goes, but if you will start seeing that the more you work this build, the better it feels and the most damage it does, because actually it does shit tons of damage. Yeah, let's take a look here. I will show you in this little pack of mobs. You should crit with my build, which actually, like I said, is not perfected. As you can see, I crit from 27, 25 to 50 million damage with my explosions. So with the right gear and the right holy damage and Condeamn damage with the pieces, you should crit for I believe 100 million should be even possible. But I don't have the holy damage yet on my pieces. Neither have I have the right amount of Condeamn damage. But as you can see, the Torment 6 is absolutely fine. It's a very fun build, it's very cool to play, very entertaining. The single target damage, that's why I brought you here on Afundan. I want to show you the single target damage. It's not amazing, it's not the best damage that you can find. It's a bit slow, just because you need more than 2 enemies in order for this to work perfectly. But, like we said, It works nice, it works perfectly, you won't have a single problem handling each situation. And I wanted to show you guys this build. Even though, like I said, it's not perfect, I want to show to you so you can have a general idea of how this build runs, what you need, and the results that you can have. It's a nice build. It's very, very nice. Actually, I enjoyed it more than my phalanx, I could say. Although the phalanxes are also very effective, very effective. So to make a summary here, in order for the Condeamn build to work, you need your Akarat set, you need your Glory Crown. It helps with the cooldown reduction. And of course, the mandatory pieces are your Blade of Prophecy and your shield, the Phrygian's Wrath. For your gems, you need your melee gems, the Wrath of Lightning and Teardrop of Starweaver. This is amazing because it helps the whole damage you do, it stacks. And of course, since you hit all the time with the Wrath of Lightning, this procs all the time and does amazing amounts of damage. And of course, you need Bane of the Powerful. Now, the skills. You need Smite for your left click, you need Silk Glare for your right click, you need Akarat Champion, Laws of Valor with critical, Steed Charge, use any rune you want, and of course Condeamn with Unleashed, mandatory of course, I think. Passives, Heavenly Strength, Finery, Indestructible and Holy Cause. Indestructible I prefer it for those shit situations, and for those spiky lag situations too. So I like it, but you can play around. You could use Wrathful if you want. You could use some other skill. I don't know. You could maybe Long Abdomen Blow for the more critical duration. You can play around with that one. With Paragons, I have moving speed, strength. You could use maximum wrath if you may desire. Offense, cooldown reduction, critical hit damage. Defense, resist all and life for me, resist all and armor for you maybe. And of course utility, resource cost reduction for more spammage and area damage. So I really hope you enjoyed this guide, guys. I will keep updating for this guide with the better the year goes yet, so stay tuned for that. Let's see what numbers we can get. Don't forget to throw a like if you enjoyed this episode, guys, and remember to subscribe for more guides and Diablo stuff and nice videos, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, guys.